Yes, ma'am, informed.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Baby, you can start now.
Quality is everyone's responsibility. The patent system secured to the inventor for a limited time exclusive use of his invention and thereby added the fuel of interest to the fire of genius in the discovery and production of new and useful things. A very good morning to all. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to one and all present here. On behalf of the Department of Electronic and Communication Engineering in St. Joseph Institute of Technology, I am Baby Niveta D here to volunteer today's session. Our limitation is only our imagination. On this pleasant morning, it gives us immense pleasure to cordially welcome our guest, Mr. Sasikumar Chandran, as our honorable speaker. We would like to extend our gratitude for accepting our invitation and joining us to share our knowledge. Welcome, sir. Our respect and gratitude to our chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, our managing director, Mrs. B. Jessie Priya ma'am, and our director, B. Sasi Segar, and our respected principal sir, Dr. P. Ravichandran sir, who has always been a great source of inspiration for all of us. It's a pleasure to welcome the HODs of EC department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya ma'am, staff and student affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, lab affairs, and all our EC staff members. And I also welcome all the participants. Welcome you all. Here are few words about our speaker. Sasikumar Chandran, founder and CEO of HumCen, it is a peerless human-centered design company dedicated to unearthing innovation with a higher purpose to bring tangible innovative products and services for the intellectual creation of desired people through the application of HumCen approach aiming to give intangible experience to the end users. His expertise helps people in different domains like corporates, entrepreneur, social organization, and academic institution. He has 13 years of experience with constant drive to better the community around him. He has launched India's first human-centered innovation program, a unique initiative for entrepreneurs and innopreneurs to understand the purposes and to make services more business viable. He has been given with compliments for backed over 27 patents filed under his mentorship. Towards his passion in intellectual property rights, he has done patent law and practices certified by Institute of Patent Attorney India, as well as patent drafter certified by Confederation of Indian Industry. And also, he runs a sister concern company, Padrip Solution, to help people in academic institutions and industries for IP supports. Before getting into the session, I have few instructions to the participants. Kindly post your queries and questions in the chat box, which would be answered at the end of the session. Also, the feedback link will be provided at the end of the session. I consider it a great honor to have Mr. Sasikumar Chandran sir with us today. We are glad and eager to begin the session. I request you to start the session, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So I'm actually super excited to have this webinar for the next 1 hour. So I should thank first Dr. Rohini ma'am and Ramesha to coordinate this program, and I hope and all the participants will get a lot of takeaways from end of this webinar. So let's start. Before start doing our things, so we should know the things before we can able to differentiate the world before the corona pandemic as well as after the corona pandemic, right? So we can't able to run the same show what we people actually are doing before, right? Done before, right? So let's start our session now. Okay, I just start with a disclaimer. So the views, so what are the views I'm going to express in this presentation is purely my own perspective. It's not necessarily mean that it belongs to my company. Okay, it's just a small disclaimer for all the participants and the panel members too. Yeah. So the mindset. So it's all about the participants' mindset. So based upon our experience, what we've done so far in our journey. In this lockdown time alone, we addressed more than 5,000 participants in this last 4 months alone, right? And based upon experience, we actually get some of the key minds of the people who ever attended our webinar before. You just ask yourself these questions whether you have doubts in your mind. Okay. Or why people name this webinar as a roadmap to get a quality pattern, right? So many of them you heard about the term pattern, but so here we call it as a quality pattern, right? So most of the people have a curiosity mindset. So you need to know that what might be a quality pattern. Some of the people in this participants list have some idea in your hand. So whether you know whether that idea is quality idea or not, right? The last one, some of the people have already done so far something really good in terms of prototype level. So how we can able to protect in terms of infringing something, right? So these are the basic four mindset of the people, so whoever attended our webinar before. So you can fit any of these element. I am sure 90% of the people can fit yourself in any of these four elements, right? It's time to discuss now. Okay, let's start with the overview. Um, so whenever the patenting stuff is actually start from an idea, right? So and most of the time it may be a student, it may be a faculty, it may be any individual. Whenever you people thought about something new in terms of solving any existing problem, right? And ultimately, we tend to discuss this particular idea to someone with your friends. It may be your colleagues, it may be your faculty, it may be your higher officials or management, something, right? And ultimately you people heard this particular question from the opposite side. How big is your idea? Okay, so in academic context, and most of the time the people evaluate that idea in terms of how much investments are required to develop the particular prototype, or how many days you require to complete that. For example, so this idea is going to complete this process, it will take more than 2 to 3 years, or and how big is your team. And based upon these steps, and most of the people evaluate their idea, someone's idea, that it's not a big idea, it's just a small idea only, right? But year after, some leadership team, mostly I believe some of the leadership team also is actually attending this webinar. So here after, someone like your student or maybe your colleagues come forward and discussing about their idea, and since you should ask this question: how novel is your idea? Okay, so here if you're more serious about the patenting stuff, you should give importance for the novelty, forget about the big idea and small idea. Okay, there is no idea actually evaluated by none of the guys in the world. This is a big idea, small idea. Okay, even now we are using Zoom, right? So before the lockdown announced, before just the one day before the lockdown gets announced, no one heard about the app called Zoom. But now you just imagine that it's almost 5 to 10 times bigger than the all the airlines across the globe. You just imagine that much what actually got this app alone the last 4 months alone. So no one in the world cannot be able to evaluate your idea and change it to the simple idea bad. It may be a bad idea as a super idea. Okay, so please try to give importance for the novelty. So hereafter you just ask this particular questions
Sir, are you able to hear me?
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Start sharing the screen.
Yeah. So, is it fine, sir? My
Yes,
screen
sir.
is fine, right? Is it fine, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Yeah. So we have a slogan. So we have a company slogan. It's a simple thing. Innovate, protect, market. Fine. So innovate, as you know that. So if people try to solve some existing problem, it may be a conventional, it may be a non-conventional, whatever it may be. If people try to solve some existing problem, right? So those solutions is nothing but the solutions may be a product, may be a solution, it may be a service, whatever it may be, right? Nothing but innovate, right? After that, you have to protect that idea, and finally, you have to get into the market. So even in our case, so we have our well-renowned clients, we have our own clients, right? So those clients also in this pandemic situations also they actually innovated something phenomenally good, but they failed to protect that idea. Okay, and straight away they get into the market once they manufacturing the stuffs, and straight away get into the market and start selling the same product. But what happened is once after a couple of days, it's actually started copycatting the same product, and everyone started doing the same thing. Okay, so one of our client in Pondicherry University, so they invented something phenomenally good in terms of food pedal fluid dispenser. They failed to protect that idea. They actually straight away started manufacturing, selling the same product in the local market. But after within a matter of a couple of days, everyone started doing the same thing. Now the other people actually doing something phenomenally good when compared to the actual inventor. So if you want to do something, if you're more serious about your idea, more serious about your product, and please try to protect that idea first before you get into the market, before you disclose that idea to someone outside your the team, right? This sort of slogan, you can take this slogan as your own slogan also. So anyway, protect market. This is the key. This is the flow, right? Fine. So know your rights. Basically, we know more about the women rights or child rights, everything, right? And we people used to give more importance for those kind of rights. But actually, we very less number of people across the globe used to gain importance for their idea. So we have a exclusive rights afforded by Government of India for your idea. So if you have a very good in your hand in terms of novelty, you can claim that is your asset, right? Let's see. What is it all about? It's all about intellectual property. Okay, so intellectual property is nothing but an intangible creation of a human mind, right? The tangible creation is nothing but maybe your asset, it may be your flat, it may be your car, it may be your bike. Everything you can able to measure that is all about tangible, right? But no one cannot be able to evaluate your intangible creation. Okay, it's all about the intellectual. Okay, even small companies also they started investing on the production of their idea. Fine. So they're giving more importance for intangible asset as of now. Okay. So the rights along with intellectual property is nothing but intellectual property rights. That is IPR, right? It's nothing but the rights given to a person. It may be a group of people. It's not only mean that an individual inventor. Okay, it's supposed to be a group of team. It may be a five, maybe 100 members work together and make one a huge product. Also, it's applicable. So everyone used to get the same rights over their own creation of their own product. Right? It may be a process also. So let's see one by one. Okay. So what are the components of APR? Is necessarily mean that whether a basic question to all of you that whether it is really required to protect my idea only through patent. Is there any provisions to protect my idea? Okay. And based upon your thought process turned into what form? Okay. For example, your idea you belongs to EC department instance is comes under a secures or something, that comes under product. Okay, you can go and file your protect your idea under patent. Or if you people are very good in on programming or something, a mobile application developer, you can file your protected idea comes under copyright. So let's see one by one. You have to choose according to your terms of conversion of your idea, right? For example, here is the start. The first components of IP is nothing but patent. Whether if you want to claim, whether you want to protect your technical invention instance, you want to claim the functionality of the particular product instance or process instance, you have to protect your idea under patent. Or if you are really good at designing something, okay, so you want to claim, you want to protect only the aesthetic part, how it looks. For example, if you're really good at designing any, you got some unique idea of design.
Sasikumar sir, we are unable to hear you.
இல்ல இதுதான் லேண்ட் தான் ஸோ வைஃபை தான் இருக்கு. Sorry. So now it's clear. Sorry, there is some technical issue, I think so. Is it fine now?
Yes sir, it is viewable. Sir?
Sasikumar, sir.
Sasikumar sir? வினோ சார் இந்த வரேன் அப்பா மீட்டிங்ல இருக்கு வரேன் வினோ சார் உள்ள வராரு அட்மிட் பண்ண திரும்பி கட்டாய் வெளியே போகுது சார்.
டாக்டர் சார் அதே ப்ராப்ளம் தான் இருக்கு.
என்ன இஷ்யூன்னு தெரியல. சார் உள்ள வராரு அட்மிட்
இல்ல அதான் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அவங்களுக்கு அவங்க சைடுல ஏதோ சீரியஸ் நெட்வொர்க் இஷ்யூ இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் சார். அதுல அட்மிட் கொடுக்கவே முடியல. அட்மிட் கொடுக்கறதுக்குள்ள வெளியே போயிருது.
இல்ல என்னன்னு கேட்டு இந்த பேபி நிவேதா அனௌன்ஸ் சொல்லுவோமா இல்ல என்ன?
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அப்படி பெட்டர் நினைக்கிறேன் மேடம். இன்னும் ஸ்ட்ரீம் வேற ஆயிட்டு இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் லைவா.
அதான் ஏதாவது அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ண சொல்லலாம். ரமேஷ் சார் இது என்னன்னு கரெக்டா ப்ராப்ளம் கேட்டு
சார் 2 இதுல ஜாயின் பண்ணிருக்காங்க மேடம். 1ல அட்மிட் பண்ண முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Hello.
sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Technically sharing so nettum correct இருக்கு பட் என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் தெரியல. Sorry.
அப்படியா?
Okay.
மேபி 2 இதுல வந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்களா இல்ல எப்படி?
இல்ல ma'am. So
okay.
Now just Wi-Fi use பண்ண but still what's the problem?
Sir, actually now also we are getting another admit from the same name.
Oh.
I think we can carry on, madam.
I think you can continue.
I think it is fine now.
It's fine now. Okay, fine. Okay, then. So GI is all about geographic indications. For example, the government of India used to give importance for the product from the particular locality. For example, Kanchipuram Pattu, Dindikal Lock. So these are the GI tags for the respective product in the respective location. So that gives open space for that particular product in the global platform. So and most of the time, so whenever people used to give importance for these productions, right? So whenever start discussing about this stuff, these IPR components to anyone, those are very really good idea in their hand, and they have a general mindset in terms of it's only for protection. Okay, it's not only for protection. It's all about the financial benefits. It's all about money. Okay, across the globe, only limited number of companies or limited number of MNCs alone used to have this particular IPR elements as a key role to making their revenue part. Okay, so each and every companies have their own objective. Some of the companies use this IPR components to make their competitors free. Okay, and some of the companies use this IPR elements as a money making tool. Okay, some of the tier 2 and tier 3 companies protected the idea and got the patent rights, and they actually give a license to the big company like Taiwan company and start making the revenue out of it. So in my perspective, it's not only about protection. Okay, so apart from protections, something phenomenally good returns in terms of financial benefit also is there. Okay, so for your reference, a single product, if you want to know about each and every component of IPR, this is a simple example for all in one. Okay, if you take a simple mobile phone, you can have all the IPR components in single component, which is a mobile phone. For example, in US, you can claim operating system, you can claim patent for the operating system also. So the copyright, if people have a really good in terms of writing softwares, it comes under copyright. It may be a design, really good at designing something new. Okay, you have a unique idea of making a unique aesthetic look in terms of making a product and such, you can claim a design also. For the name, for the logo, you can claim a trademark. Okay, so for as per the webinar context, we should test the patent a little more. So patent is as a legal grant certificate. Okay, normally whenever most of the academics used to give importance for general publications, right? And those stuffs we call it as technical document. But here, the document required to file a patent is a techno-legal document. Okay, you can ask yourself whether which one have a lot more credits, technical document or techno-legal document. Right? So the patent is a legal grant certificate. So for an invention by the government to the inventor, Not only the individual inventor, it may be a group of people also applicable. Further, you have to disclose all the inventions related to, all the information related to that invention. Why you need to do that? So you have to stop others to make commercial benefits for a period of 20 years. Okay, from the date of filing, whether you people get a grant for your patent, it goes to 20 years. Okay, so if you want to file a patent in India, it's applicable only in India. Okay, so if you want to claim your invention in US, it's applicable in US. Okay, this is a simple example for it's a simple certificate. So once your patent gets granted, so you'll get a certificate like this for your invention from the government. Okay, so what is the criteria for patentability? It's a simple question, right? So I have an idea in my mind. So our team have an idea in mind whether our patent, our product is comes under patentability or not. The first one is a novelty. Okay, you have to ask this first question with your team whether our invention is related to a novelty or not. Novelty is what? The invention must not publish in India or elsewhere. Okay, so whether you work as already published in any of the journal editions is not applicable to file patent. So your invention is not supposed to publish in anywhere in India, not only India, in outside India too. Okay, so your product, your idea should not be a prior use in the respective country and must not claim before. So if you satisfy these steps, it's considered novelty. And the second one is an inventory step. Okay, so inventory step in sense what? Is nothing but a technological advancement. A mere technological advancement also is advisable also. So, or your idea, your inventions have a economical significance or cost cutting. Okay, so or your product, your idea have both the steps. It may be a technological advancements as well as cost cutting strategy in sense. Go ahead, no issue. And the most important critical part, out of 10 objections from the patent office, almost 7 to 8 objections is purely from this element. Okay, your idea should not be an obvious one to the particular skilled person and this particular respective domain. Okay, that's the key. And most of the objections from the patent office pure lies on this element. It's an obvious one to the skilled person in the particular domain. And the last one is an industrial design. Industrial use. Should have your product or your idea, should your process should desire some desired objective, reach some desired objective, or is to have, in my word, at the end of the day, if your product gets in the market, at least one guy is ready to get your product at least for 1 rupee. Okay, so this is the criteria for the basic criteria for patentability. So if you want to file your idea, if you want to claim the patentability for your invention, you have to check this criteria before. Okay, so how to get novel ideas? I just skip because of this time. Okay, so any inspiring examples? Okay, so we strongly believe in terms of examples. I will shine, and I'm sure after want to see these examples, and surely people will get a lot of ideas. Okay, so and those used to get, this is a normal cricket stump, right? We used to spend at least 1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees to get a full set of them to conduct a full tournament. Now, but now in all the include IPL, Big Bash League, IC tournament, and those people used to have this stamp. Almost belongs to an AC department. You know very well about how the principle is so simple it is, right? So once a ball gets in the stems, your bells get open, ultimately your LED gets flashed, right? It's in flash LED stems. And what's the big deal in it? Right? So he actually invented for the invention. Okay. So once he thought of this particular idea, he came to know that no one in this world actually thought of this idea and implemented in this cricket. So once he came to know that, he actually filed almost more than he almost 100 countries. And countries comes under the countries already who they playing cricket, as well as probably some of the countries they may play cricket in the near future. So they filed, he protected in those countries also. Okay, and what's the big deal in it, right? I'll tell you. So before the LED stems introduced, the cost of stems is not more than 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, right? And now I'll tell you the price of this LED flash stems. These para stems cost around almost $45,000. Okay, just imagine for a IPL tournament, it's more than 50 plus matches per match. They're charging $45,000 per setups per setup. You just imagine almost you just calculate yourself almost 25 lakh to 30 lakh rupee for this, because this is the monopoly for them. So because of the monopoly rights, you can fix whatever you want. It's all about, because no one had this idea. He protected that. He got the monopoly right as the privilege to make that much revenue out of it. Okay. And simple, most of the mind, as a student, maybe even also, they thought most of the patent dates is like a rocket science. Obviously, the answer is no. Okay. This is a safety pin. This product got invented in 18th century. Still, okay. So most of the IPR workshops and IPR programs are most of the IPR actually to give this example. Okay, but I have a different perspective. This is got invented in 18th century, but still, this product exists in the market. Okay, so everyone still the product doing its duty and doing its functionality to each and every imagine. So please try to student faculty should please importance for the product, like okay, so do with high tech and development, high technological, high end machines or something. No, not necessarily required to file patents. So age factor for patent filing. Some of our clients have even students community also, right? People third year, it may be a final year, so they thought that's why people used to give importance for patent filing in this age itself. For you, this is the answer. This is the guy. He's a guy from India only. He's the youngest patent holder in India. Age of 9. Normally, we used to know the chessboard. Two players can play at a time, right? But here, in each chessboard, we can play at more than 12 players at a time. So now we started doing a revamp the same design to 60 players at a time. So just imagine. So there is no age barrier. And for your information, there is no column to fill your date of birth in the patent filling application. So there is no age factor for the applicants. Any gender factor for patent filing? Obviously, no. Okay. Since she's from Kerala, so she got patented in 2012 for power pedaled washing machine. So as per the statistical data what we have in our hand, there is less numbers of women inventors actually have very less numbers of applications to women applicants. So we have a lot of opportunity, a lot of scope and space also available for women inventors, right? This is and their students from University Bangalore, they got invented this product. Okay, they got a grant also for the unique way of making product. Okay, they claim for the process pack. Okay, the raw materials is just cognitive, but they introduce a unique way of doing that inventive steps they introduced to claim to making this product in terms of unique way of making the process. So they got a grant. Now just imagine the government also started avoiding single-use plastics, right? Stars. So these people have a very good scope, not only in India, even outside the world, outside the country also, right? So go with the trend. This is the trend, the mask, right? And so even the pandemic gets over, at least for next couple of months, at least a year, we privileged to have a mask. But the team from Israel, they got invented this mask. What's the beauty in it is you can eat while you're wearing your mask. Okay, so these guys from Israel, they got invented and claimed, as well as they filed a patent also. Okay, so if any participants belongs to a mechanical department, you know very well about how simple principle behind this invention. Okay, so you can eat solid foods while wearing this mask. Okay, simple. But they plan to manufacturing this product and sell it in the market for $3. In Indian context, this may not work, but outside India and most of the crazy people out there may they tend to get this product for sure. Okay, so design matters. This is an example for industrial design. Okay, it's not necessarily mean that you have to go and file patent. So this also matters. For example, these things. This is the design. This is the design of a cap of on so oil, right? This is the Intellect oil cap, right? This actually filed by a natural person like you and me. And once maybe the behind the screen we didn't know what happened. So these led to the Intellica. So once the Intellica introduced this design to the market, there the shares as well as the profit get shoot up. So here they crash almost 100 crores, right? So once it reached 100 crores, the Hindustan Lever. Okay, so the Hindustan Unilever is a British company. This company acquired Indalika for 330 crores. Okay, just 4 years before. So that deal includes a trademark as well as the intellectual property as well as the design and trade secret also. You just imagine everything started from that simple design. Okay, even design also matters, but the story doesn't end here. So now, in this 4 years time, so this Indelica reaches almost a 2,000 crore worth brand for Hindustan Unilever. Okay, everything started from that simple design. Okay, so if you are really good at designing, you can throw your thought process to come up with this kind of design for sure. Okay, so does productive idea matters? So if you have a really good idea, it may be a team, it may be an institution, it may be individual student, whatever it may be. Is really required to protect an idea? It's a simple basic question, right? Let's see. So after this slide, and surely you come to know whether it's really required or not. And to have this fidget spinner in your hand, right? She is the actual inventor for this product. Okay, she made this in her granddaughter. This toy segment, right? This toy segment, this product alone, just 2 to 3 years before, they generated this much revenue. Almost, and so week in the max, you just calculate yourself. Dollars is actually in dollars, 500,000. Okay, you just imagine this is the top sold toys in 2018. You can check in the Google also. It's in top 3 sold toys in the globe. This product alone generated this much revenue. But what happened to the actual inventor? Went to her market. This is the answer. Not even a single rupee. Because what? She filed a patent, but actually she failed to renew that patent because she not afford to renew that patent. So these people in the toy industry, the industry people of the toy industry actually made use of that opportunity and they start manufacturing and selling the toy to the generated this revenue, but not even a single repeat. So now you just ask yourself whether does particular ideas really matters or not. Okay. So this is the filing stage. For example, as of now, the last couple of months, because people cannot be able to access your movie R&D, unable to make a prep of your idea. Right? But here, the patent office will give a preference for you. So here, there is no need of product, there is no need of results, nothing. So here, the only thing is you have your concept. Okay, if people can able to write a one-page write-up about your idea with the title, with the people who are going to involve to making that product into a product, this is more than enough. Okay, so in this phase, you can file your concept alone. No need to complete your work everything. Okay, so after that, the people will give the patent office will give 12 months time from the date of filing. So after the within 12 months, you have to complete that complete work, results, prototype, everything. You can file a complete specification after that. Okay, or if people have already a prototype in your hand and results in your hand, is straight away you can file a complete specification. Want to go with provision, then straight away you can start here. So after filing your complete specification for 18 months, after 18 months, in this case, any third party may oppose your work, any opposition or third party or any company or whatever. And most of our academic clients normally never used to wait for 18 months and that. So they have another option called yearly publication option. So if you at the time of file of complete specification, you have to submit the respective form for early publication instance. So within 1 month maximum from the filing, within 1 month your work will get published in the official journal notes. So when you are hand filer, it requires them to examine your work. You have to respect form for that. After once you submit the request for examination form, the pattern office first examination report. Okay, we call it as FER. So in this FER, you come to know everything. So what are the work conflict with your work? Existing work is actually existing ahead, oppose your work. So within 6 months from the date of issue, yeah. Hello, is it fine?
Yes, sir. We are able to hear you. But
Yeah, yeah.
The screen is not visible.
Is it fine? The screen is fine, right? Audio on screen.
we are able to hear you now. Screen is
Yeah. Screen also fine, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
now it is
Yeah,
visible.
fine. Okay. So you have to give a reply within 6 months from the date of FER issue. So based upon your reply, okay, if they're satisfied with the reply instance, you'll get answer. Okay, and based upon your reply, if you're satisfied instance, they'll give acceptance or rejections, or they will call for a hearing also. Okay. If you're more strong, if you're strongly believe in terms of your idea, you can go with appellant board also, or if everything gets fine, you will get a grant from the patent office. So that grant is a monopoly rights for you for 20 years from the date of filing. Okay, so these are the roadmap for to get your patent in India. Okay, the most important part. You are from academic, so I just extract some of the data related to your context academic institution. So this slide is going to tell you about the revenue generated by academic institutions through patent in Tamil Nadu in the last couple of years. Right? Start from the bottom. This is the source available in NARF. From the bottom, so Bharatiya University, they actually generated 2 lakhs. Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, they generate 18 lakhs. And Satyabama University, they generated 27 lakhs. And Kumaraguru College of Technology, they generate 31 lakhs. And Tagore College of Engineering, they generate 31 lakhs. And Bharat University, they generate 82 lakhs. And IIT, they generate IIT Madras, they generate 6.58 crores. And for the surprise elements, these people generate 36.85 crores in the year of 2015, 16, 17. So you can get this data from 2018 data in NAR. So on Zoom in coming days, you will also get into this top position. So this is the institutions comes under top 100 list in NAR of 2018 data. So future benefits over IPR. So Zune, this policy is going to come. Zune, like your tangible assets, like your flat and car, you can mortgage your patent and trademark. So if you have a granted patent in your hand, you have a granted trademark in your hand, you can mortgage your stuffs to raise your funds. This is not going to happen in the future. For all of you. This is the monopoly rates. So please try to give, try to understand. It's not only rates; it's a monopoly rate. So why that LED flash stems cost around $35,000? It's all about their monopoly. Okay, so if you want to get the same monopoly rates, please make use of this opportunity. Okay, and the most important thing for even students, not only students, is also applicable for the faculties. Here, the patent office will see you who filed the patent first. It's not about who invented the product first. Okay, first to file, not first to invent. Okay, sorry. So first to file is the most important thing. It's not about the first to file, first to invent. Okay, it's a financial benefits. Is apart from my protections, you have a lot of financial benefits out of it. This, as a company point of view, this IPR components will help you to make your competitors away as well as the in. Okay, for our clients, we actually suggested that most of the granted patents used to give licensing for other competitors to generate and multiply their revenue. This is the smart way to do it. So this enhances the reputation as an individual, as a faculty, as a student, as well as one of our clients from student in one of our institution in Chennai is a guy just 1.5 years before he filed a patent through us. So he just filed as well as it gets published in the official General Patent Office. So through that, almost out of 400 plus final students, he got the placement with the high pay only because of what? He's the only guy out of 400 students in the final year who filed a patent. So because of that element, he got reputed. He had a reputation from the industry and got placed also. So this gives an enhanced reputation as a institution point of view. This gives a reputation in the NARF. Okay, it's a healthy way of organic way of give your promote your institution in the global platform. So this prevent copycat. So please try to give importance for the novelty. Forget about everything. Forget about big and small. And most important thing, most of our people lifetime achievement is something like a flat or something a big car, right? It's all about tangible asset. Okay, all the Western countries, they started acquiring that IP asset. So as those people can do it, since you people also can do the same thing. So try to give importance for making that IP asset rather the tangible assets as a lifetime achievement. So these are some of the takeaway I want to give you as end of this webinar. Okay. This is some of the slide. This is some of the key points. So what we people actually normally do. Okay, this so some of the list of things we people normally do. We do IP consulting as well as the mentoring. So mentoring is the key for most successful quality patents. Without design consultation, if you have a raw idea in your mind, we have experts will tend to convert those ideas into a business viable one. So we have a tech mentors community. So if you people are really, as a faculty community, if people really good enough to develop a technical product instance, we welcome you to part of our tech mentors team also. We have a co-inventors community, and in various terms, the people not only from academic, even industry people also in the co-inventors community to contribute themselves and knowledge sharing to develop a business viable product. Okay, and we do a commercialization of IP products. So these are some of the touch points of our company what normally we do. Right. And this was my quote. So your thought process will take you to the next level than anything else. Okay, so please listen to your thought process. And thank you so much. These are my credentials. This is our website. So if you have a time to check our website, you can go through our website, HumCen.com. So if you want to know more about this patterning stuff, you can mail us for more details. This is what my business number. You can make note of it. Thank you so much, and sorry for the technical issue. A couple of times left the meeting. So now, if you have any queries, you can ask.
Yeah, that was a clear roadmap to know how to draft quality patents, sir. Thank you, sir, for your stimulating and fruitful session. And let's move on to the question and answer session. The first question, what is the difference between patent filing and design filing?
The patent filing is something if you want to claim a technical functionality of a product. Okay. It's all about the technical functionality. So in your idea, in your product, you have a technical functionality instance, you can go and file a patent.
Yeah.
Or you are in your idea, in your product idea, we have only that aesthetic look, how it looks. Now here for the industrial design, forget about the functionality. So here you can claim only the outer part in terms of how it looks, the design part alone. Okay, so if you want to claim that one, you can file an industrial design.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Moving on to next question.
Yeah.
How can we assure that our submission for patent meet quality? What is the quality benchmark for that?
Yeah, quality in sense, quality doesn't have any defined definitions, right? So it's all about your own objective. Okay? For example, some of the companies they call it as they have a quality product. So we just go and ask, what is the quality product? Since they will tell, so our products have a longer durability. So some of the companies have a quality product. So you just go and ask them. They will tell we have an excellent design, product design, right? So quality doesn't have any defined definition. So it's all about your own objective. So why people need to file a patent? First question. And second thing, and what you want to do after you file your patent. So whether you have a idea to commercialize your your idea should be such a way that you have to create a business viable product. That's what we people do. Okay, so normally we do in our terms, quality means at the end of the day, once you file a patent, at the end of the day, that product need to have at least some commercial value. Okay, and some other people have in our client list, the people normally do patent for even hobby also. So one of the client have more than 16 patents as a client list. In our client list, he filed more than 16 patents in his name. Okay, we asked one day, we asked, so why people, so why you actually file this many patents? He said it's my hobby. So it's really about in your objective. Okay, what's your objective in sense? It's really you answer you had. So if you want to get a commercial value from your product in sense, you have to design such a way that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Next question. How to start for patenting process? Is it possible to list that through step-by-step process?
Yeah, it's possible. So everything is possible. So the thing is, you can file it yourself, but the thing is the drafting is the key. Even for example, in software still can't able to file a patent in India for software, but still some of the patents related to software gets granted by patent office in India. But how smart you draft that patent is the key. So the people like us, we have exclusive patent agents in our company, and they have a domain specific. For example, if someone from mechanical department want to file a patent, we have a mechanical domain people in our company. So, and those people only handle those drafting part. Or some of the people from EC department. So the people from EC department want to file a patent in EC domain. We have a patent agent belongs to an EC domain. So it's all about the drafting. Okay, it's not about filing. So for that, and people need to get help from patent attorneys like us. Not only us, it may be any reputed attorneys you have to approach. So success of the patent granting is really.
The next one, sir.
Yeah, next question.
Is the priorities of the first author and the nth author are same or different?
the number of authors, right?
Yeah.
You asking, right? So it's not like a journal corresponding at the co-author. So here, this is a very, very basic question for all the people who have filed a patent with us before. Okay. Here there is no difference, there is no priority, there is no order here. Okay, everyone used to get the same importance. For example, 5 members spend 1 lakh each. For example, you will get a 5 lakh rupee, right? So 5 lakh rupee you get a flat. Okay, so after a couple of years, so those 5 members want to sell that particular flat, for example. Okay, that sell around 10 lakh rupee. So what will happen? So each one will get 2 lakh rupee, right? Yes, sir. Yes, right. So like that, this is also an IP asset. So here there is no difference with the first one and the last one. So one of the company, those people are our client. So they filed a patent with almost close to 15 members. Okay, they included even the technical assistant, even the floor in charge also they included for the people actually helped us to develop product also. They actually included those names also. Okay, this is the privilege to have some sort of the stuff for the respective one. So there is no difference. Everyone used to get the same importance. The only thing is, so for the academic concerns, I want to tell you on that. And most of the institutions want to file a patent in their college name. Okay, if you want to file a patent in the institution name, it comes under large entity. Okay, so large entity in the government fees is something phenomenally high when compared to the individual name. Okay, at the price of filing a patent in institution name, you can file 3 patents in the individual name. So that much price difference between the government fee between the individual inventor as well as the large entity. So it's better to have an individual name with a college name is better. Okay, and for your question, there is no difference. Even 100 members walk to file a patent. Everyone start from first to last to same important things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to
Any
next
other question?
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 more questions, sir.
Yeah.
Can a mission be an inventor or a creator? If it can, then are any IP rights generator and who do they belong to?
I didn't get you.
Can a mission be an inventor or a creator? If it can, then are any IP rights generated and who do they belong to?
No, so the machine cannot. So there's someone actually they designed that machine, right? For example, so in my perspective, my understanding is all about some robot is actually designed something new, where they can able to climb for that particular rope you asking, right?
Yeah.
You can't, but you can't.
Or
But
else,
that robot that belongs to some, yeah, that robot, for example, that robot belongs to some machine, right? Yeah, you make them as a inventor, as an applicant.
yeah.
Not the robot.
Okay, sir. The last one. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
The next one is international patent is advisable. Many people feel Australian patent. Was it useful?
Yeah, so Australian patent, we have a differentiate. So only one country in the globe issue patent for innovation. So some of the countries have invention. This is related to invention required very huge in terms of highly technological advancement you need to show. So there is no need to produce your invention. Okay, it's all about the innovation, invention. Okay, and for your information, next August, almost 2020, they're going to take that the innovation pattern from the Australian IP attorneys. So there is no more innovation pattern in Australia after August 2021. So so they felt there is no meaning in that, and some other people actually they felt like there is no that much restrictions like in India. Okay, in India and other countries they used to give importance for inventions rather than innovation. And Australia is the only country they issue patent for innovation. The only thing is if your work or your product have a scope in that instance, you can go and fail. Okay. So again, the same thing. It's all about your own objective. So if you want to show your numbers, you can fail. Or if you get a fruitful business in terms of commercial value, you have to make your decisions.
Yeah. Okay, sir. That's it. Thank you, sir. That was an awesome session. Now it's time to express our gratitude on behalf of Electronic and Communication Engineering, St. Joseph Institute of Technology, St. Joseph Groups of Institution. I thank Mr. Sasikumar Chandran in helping us to understand about how to draft quality patent. Once again, thank you very much, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved chairman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, sir, for his consistent upkeep in conducting this webinar. My sincere thanks to our managing director, Mrs. B. Jessipriya ma'am, and our director, Mrs. B. Sasisegar, sir, and our respected principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran, sir, for their guidance in conducting this webinar. I also thank our HODs of ECE department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya ma'am, Staff and Student Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, Lab Affairs, and all other faculties for organizing this event successfully. Last but not least, I thank all the active participants for your constant supports. Thank you all. Thank you.